Hey, what's up, everyone? All right, let's get rolling. How is everybody? How are you? What's new? Anything on the agenda you all want to hit on? Any questions on trading? We're going to be looking for some 10 EMA setups. Get my camera turned on here. There we go. Got that there. All right. Sweet. Welcome, welcome, my friends. We are going to try to find some 10 EMA setups right now. See what comes our way. Trying to give it a few more minutes here for people to jump in, make sure they can all join easily. Um, if you have any tickers you want me to take a look at, any setups you think you are good, let me know. What we are going to be doing is looking at the daily time frame and trying to find some daily 10 EMA setups. So, um, just looking at the futures here real quick, a little doji candle on the futures. There's a decent chance that we could be pulling back into 60-40. Kind of hoping that this will just keep on running a little bit more bullish to all-time highs here, but it is extended. It does need a little bit of a pullback. So it's something we want to keep an eye out for and look at. Our 10 EMA setups, though, we are also going to be incorporating the S curve. So the S curve, again, is going to show us that trend. Trend is going to show direction, right? It's going to show you bullish or it's going to show you bearish. And so we want to match our 10 EMA setup, which is a strategy you guys all have on your dashboards. So you can go onto your dashboard and watch that 10 EMA strategy and what it all is and how it works, all that good stuff. We want to match those setups to the trend because we can have a bearish 10 EMA setup, but the trend might be bullish. And so that's what we want to avoid, right? The next thing that we want to do is we want to identify momentum. All right. So hopefully get this thing to actually work. There we go. Momentum is the next thing. That's going to show us how big of a move, bullish or bearish, we are looking to get. Okay. You identify momentum through a few different ways, but engulfing candles are one of those ways, and perfect S curves are another one of those ways. If you want the momentum course, you can get it completely for free. All you have to do is just refer one person to the lifetime membership in RLT, and you get that course for free forever. So that momentum course teach you all about momentum. So the S curve course is what's going to teach you trend. Momentum is from the momentum course. That is, again, completely free if you just have one of your friends sign up here to Real Life Trading, $97 one time. And then after that, you have your setup. So your setup is what you're going to apply your strategy with. That's what's going to allow you to lose small and win big. And that's what we want to be focusing on. And so those three things there: trend, momentum, and setup. So how could we apply the 10 EMA setup to this? Let's go ahead and take a look at our potential setups that we had here. This was a, trying to remember exactly what this was. Oh, this was if we were to break down. That's right. If we were to break down the pennant. Well, it went the opposite way. So we can go ahead and delete that setup. And now we actually do have a decent bull setup here for a bullish 10 EMA. It's not around the 10 EMA here, which is not my favorite, but I would like this a little bit lower for me to get in because my risk reward is a little bit too big. But it does look good. I mean, this is in a bull trend, and it should continue out bullish. I mean, it's not terrible for a bull setup. The only issue is it's just not around that 10 EMA. All right, Apple. Apple, I think, also had the exact same bear setup on there, and it's still just inside of a pennant pattern. So we're not really doing a whole lot on that one. And then I think that's all we were really looking at from there. So let's go ahead and pull up our stock screener. And what we're going to do is we are going to look at some bullish 10 EMA setups here, and then see if we can't find some that match our scenario. So Microsoft is not a 10 EMA setup right now. We're going to pass on that. We already just looked at Apple. Amazon. So Amazon, let me clean this up just a little bit here. And again, if you guys have any questions of what I'm doing or anything like that, just feel free to type it in the chat pane here in Zoom. So happy to answer anything you have. It's not like I'm just trying to get through a list. Like, I want to teach you. I want to help you. I want to find some setups, but the more important thing is that I can help you answer any questions you have. So even if it's not related to this, if it's just trading, like, hey, Tony, how do you not lose? How do you do this? How do you do that? By the way, I lose all the time. I lost twice today. I'm happy to help answer your questions and just guide you on this path. So let me know if y'all have any questions, what I can do. So this one is a 10 EMA setup. So we do have a bull trend. So we want to be looking bullish. Do we have any momentum? That is an issue. So there really isn't any momentum here because we are not making perfect S curves right here. You learned that in the S curve course. So the momentum is actually weakening a little bit. That'd be the one drawback here from this. And then the next thing is, do we have a setup on this? We do. We have a bear candle right above the 10 EMA, and it looks actually decent. It looks like a pretty good setup. So that'd be an entry up above that. Stop would go down here. And then what we want is probably like our 2R, give or take. That's not terrible. I mean, there is room for it to go. I don't mind this setup. So let's go ahead and add Amazon in here. Again, momentum, what the bulls did here is not as good as I would like to see, but it could be worse. So I'll add it onto the list and we'll watch it. But if Amazon can start getting up above this, this should be a pretty good bull 10 EMA swing trade. So this is a trade that you're going to get in. You're going to hold overnight, probably for 3 days to 6 days, something like that, until it hits target or until it stops you out. So I like it. I feel like that's a pretty good play. Meta is the next thing on this list. That is a bear candle, but it is, sorry, my wife just got home, so my dogs are super happy. I decided to go in the upstairs office today. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but all right. So hopefully the dogs aren't too loud. They're just happy to see her. This is not a 10 EMA because it's not close enough to that 10 EMA. So we're going to move on to the next one. Same story on that one. Walmart. Walmart is just very sideways. I probably would like to wait for more of a trending stock on that. So this is another one. It was just too far away. PLTR, too far away from the 10 EMA as well. Hold on one second. IBM. All of these are just really far from their 10 EMA right now. Okay, here's one right here. So this is bullish on the trend. It does have some pretty decent momentum behind it. It's not as close to the 10 EMA as I would like it to be, but a bull move up above this bear candle here is a pretty good play. And that would be a decent setup there. So I do like this one. Oh, come on. There we go. And if I could type in the right name there. So CRM's not bad either. So I would probably widen the stop just a hair bit more and then raise my target up just a little like that. That's how I would play it. So again, the 10 EMA strategy is we put a stop limit order. If you want to learn how to do that, we have courses on how to do that. Put a stop limit order up above that bear candle. And so you're not going to get in unless it gets above that candle. So as soon as it gets up above that, then you get in. You're kind of getting in on the breakout, and that should be a runner. So I think that's a pretty decent one. All right. AMD, not a 10 EMA setup, but it is running really nicely. I think if AMD pulls back into 130 now, it looks like this should be a very easy buy. It looks fantastic. So I'm liking AMD quite a bit if I get a pullback. Uber, not a 10 EMA setup. TXN, not a 10 EMA setup. Cat, not a good 10 EMA setup. Not a good 10 EMA setup. Most of these are pretty far from their 10 EMA. Let's see, Shopify, not a great 10 EMA setup. Not a good. Most of these, everything is just run so much. Coin, what a great move on Coin. Dell, not a great EMA setup. Again, most things have just been running, so it's going to be hard to find one where it's actually got to play. Snowflake is interesting. This is an interesting breakout on a monthly chart. I know it's not a 10 EMA play, but we're coming up into a very strong resistance to watch out for. But I do love the closure up above 190. That's good. All right. Hood, Rampage Jacksoning. PYPL. We can start looking at some bearish 10 EMA setups here too. This one is okay. It's a little bit too extended for me to the bull side. I don't at this point the probability of it really making a big move here is low. It can happen, but it's not as high as I'd like, so I'll probably pass on that one. Zscaler, meh. This one, not even a setup. Not a great setup. What about Datadog? Nah, not a good setup. It's not close enough to the 10 EMA. So this is kind of how things go, by the way. It's very normal to go through a million stocks to find one or two that you really like. So that's how it should be. If you're finding setups in every stock, you're not being picky enough. You're taking okay setups. Okay setups are everywhere. The great setups you've kind of gotta look for. Yeah, my screener. Let's see here. I have a video of me setting it up earlier, but basically I have a price above $25, and then I have the 10 EMA. In this instance, for a bull 10 EMA setup, the price is above the 10 EMA, and then change from open. I use the pre-market change, and that's going to give me a bear candle, and then just the average volume over 500K. So that's kind of how I have it set up from there. Just so I can manipulate these little scanner to help me find setups on this. Let's check out Lyft. Of course. I like Lyft. So we do have a bull trend on this. Yep. We've got a bull trend on this thing. And then let's see here. So we have a bear candle. It isn't as close to the 10 EMA as I would like, but it's not bad. I like it. I feel like this does have some pretty decent momentum. I'd probably have to put my stop down here. The only thing I don't like about it is I would want my 2R target to be here. So the risk reward is just not great. And my stop has to go below the 10 EMA. So like I could move my stop in tight, but that's not really following it. I would like my stop here. And there's just not enough risk reward. Now, if you wanted a 1.2R target, you could do that. That would work. I like to go for 2Rs. So up to you. But and then yeah, I think this is a good play. So definitely watch that one. That's fine. All right. Let's look at some bear 10 EMA setups, shall we? See if we can find some. All right. Google. Ooh, this is interesting. All right. Do we have broken trend. We do, but it didn't break it very strongly. So technically it is bearish. We have a bull candle that's just below the 10 EMA. I mean, I kind of like it. I feel like the momentum might not be as strong to the bear side as I would like, but it would be something like this, and we could easily get 2R to the support down here. So an entry down below today's low, it's not bad. It is not bad at all. So that's a pretty decent bear 10 EMA setup. So again, entry would be down around like 168.44. Stop would be up around 174.65. And take that thing down to like 155, 156. It's not bad. This one is actually in a bull trend, so I don't want to look at bear setups. Most of these are going to be in bull trends. Let's see here. What do we got on this one? This one is still in a bear trend, Johnson & Johnson, and it does have a bull candle right underneath the 10 EMA. As long as I could get paid down to like 146, that's the problem. I don't think I can. So stop would go here. No. You could get a 1.2 to that. For me, that's probably not the play I'd want, but it's possible. I think there's better trades out there. This one, it's more just sideways. I don't love the probability of that one. Let me clean this up some. I don't love that one. Not even close to the 10 EMA. That's in a bull trend, so I don't want to look bearish. This is technically still in a bear trend, but it's so sideways again. These ones are tough. Sideways markets like that, you really just stay away from them. They have good setups, but it's really hard to get any follow through, and they end up having a lot more losers. So that one I don't want to touch. That one I don't want to touch. BP's all over the place. Not touching that one. Colgate, not next to the 10 EMA. ZTS, not close to the 10 EMA. Not close to the 10 EMA. This one is close to the 10 EMA. It is still bearish. It is still very sideways. But this is at such a strong support that if we were to take this out, it actually could move a lot lower. So earnings came through and we gapped down. I don't mind this one actually. This is on what is this? FDX, FedEx. It's not terrible. It's a little bit tight of a stop, but right at the support, you get 2Rs. I think that would work. So FedEx again would be another potential play here that we could be looking at. Well, we found a handful actually. So that's my goal, is to get about 3 to 5 of these a week of just planning ahead. Hopefully this helps give you a better idea of how you can plan ahead and look for some of these trades and plan ahead for them. Because if you're always reacting, if you're going late to them, you're not going to get good fills. You're not going to have good risk rewards. And that's all that matters to be successful, is your risk reward. That's it. When you're right, you need to be making $200. When you're wrong, you need to be making or losing $100 or less. Like, that's the only thing that matters, right? On any number. You could put as many zeros or take off zeros behind those numbers. The only thing that matters really is how much are you losing and how much are you winning. Because you can have a 40 or 50 or 30% win rate, but as long as your winning trades are high and your losing trades are, low dollar amount wise, it doesn't matter. So stick with that. Thanks for being a part of RLT. Feel free to message me anytime on Slack, my friends. As soon as I finish my meetings, I will go back and answer as many questions as I can to get back to you as soon as I can. But I'm here for you. So walking through this journey, help you along the way. Let's get you profitable. Let's take it a step at a time. We have some amazing things coming, by the way, my friends. Oh man, the things coming along this year to help you learn how to trade are just epic. They're so good. So excited to have those things come around the corner and show you what they all are, but they're going to really help you and organize the education of showing you clearly of how to trade and do all this fun stuff. So it's going to be great. Again, thanks for being here. for being a part of RLT. Love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.